Welcome back. WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark has been credited for ushering in a new era for the league. But a recent play between Clark and veteran Chicago Skyguard Chennedy Carter has sparked a debate that longtime fans didn't necessarily see coming. Saturday's game between the Sky and the Indiana Fever was tense, resulting in a foul where Carter was seen pushing Clark to the ground.
Officials later upgraded the foul to a flagrant one, but the move has sparked outrage among media personalities and new fans alike. Some are claiming Clark is being unfairly bullied in the league, but the debate also has former players and longtime reporters calling timeout, saying, hey, this is nothing new, challenging everyone to put some respect on the league and its players.
Kavitha Davidson joins us on set for more insight. She's a sports writer and the co-author of Loving Sports When They Don't Love You Back, Dilemmas of the Modern Fan. Kavitha, we always love when you join us. Thank you very much for being here. It's fun to have you in studio.
Thank you.
So this whole thing really exploded over the last few days, right? So, I mean, there's media personalities and then new fans, people who kind of, just as we've seen this explosion in popularity of the WNBA, be drawn to this sport, be drawn to watching these games. Walk us through what we have seen and then how you do think the media and fans alike are handling an event like this, especially as there's a lot of people who have not ever really talked about or delved into the WNBA before entering the chat here.
Right. So I think that that's kind of the crux of the issue, is that we have a lot of people weighing in with opinions that they have every right to have, but who have not covered the league before, who probably are not also equipped with the language to properly talk about these women and these athletes. Look, there was a very hard foul, a flagrant one on Caitlin Clark that was very clearly not a basketball play. That was reviewed and said, and even, Chennedy Carter's own coach has said that. But the idea that Caitlin Clark is being bullied, I think, speaks to a larger issue. We are trying to infantilize or protect Caitlin Clark, who is a grown woman herself, who was playing in a physical league, in a league that has always been physical. Some would argue more physical than the men in recent years. So there are a lot of narratives at play here that are getting lost in the noise in the conversation.
So some of this, I feel like, is fans who are new to the WNBA, maybe not understanding what's going on, media that hasn't covered the WNBA before, that maybe isn't really familiar with what's going on. But then also just, we can't ignore the fact that race and gender are a part of what's going on here, right?
Well, they obviously are, and I will start any conversation about race and gender to point out that none of this is Caitlin Clark's fault. She has not said or done anything to fuel this part of the conversation. But when you're talking about a league that is 70% black and a star who happens to be white, who is capturing the nation's attention, you can understand why some of the conversation is, well, why not the women before? And that is not the only, race is not the only reason that Caitlin Clark, it's definitely not the biggest reason that Caitlin Clark is this popular, but it is a reason, and that's not something that we can ignore.
It's important for us to note that the WNBA is made up of, as we're kind of touching on here, so many talented players. That is a point that rookie Angel Reese made recently. I want to listen to a little bit of that interview, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Chennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I'm so glad you played that whole clip, because frankly, there have been other media outlets that cut that clip off when Angel Reese said it has been me too, and then she says it has been all of us, because they're trying to fuel this narrative that Angel Reese is selfish or all about her versus Caitlin Clark being unselfish and, again, being quote-unquote bullied. So it's good to have the whole clip there. She's absolutely right. There are other players that have fueled where the WNBA is here, even if Caitlin Clark is currently the #1 reason that viewership is up. And there are players in the future who will continue this rise and who will continue to sustain this viewership growth. And that's important to the league.
And as you very smartly pointed out to us before we started, there are a lot of other stories here that we could be following, a lot of other threads within the WNBA. Kavitha Davidson, thank you very much. Great to have you here.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.